Hey guys, it's Serge. Today I'm going to show you the exact framework behind making over $200,000 a year in income in the AEC industry. Now, what I'm going to share with you allowed me to cross that level a couple of years ago and has helped others I know get to that level as well. For many people, they just don't know about this yet, you know, that it's even possible in an industry with notorious low pay and just how easy, simple, and fast this actually is. I'm going to share that with you and prove that to you in this video. So keep watching and let me explain. Now, the thing that prompted this video is I was having coffee with another business development manager who was thinking about leaving this industry. His thinking is that the grass is greener on the other side, and that level of thinking is what made me think why so many of us in the AEC actually want to leave. This is a multi-trillion-dollar industry. And there are some of us in this industry that have figured out a way to take a larger portion of that money. So what's stopping most people? One of the things, and I wish I had learned this sooner, is that when we get into this role, a lot of us struggle about what to do when we come to business development. And I mean, at least that was the truth for me. I struggled. When I first got into this role, I had no idea what I was doing. I had to figure a lot of this stuff out on my own. When I first got involved, my sales training was a big product dump of our products and services, and then I was told to go sell. My background's in engineering. I mean, you give me a structure or you tell me what you want to get done, and I'll get it done, right? You know, you give me a green pasture, I'll know how to design the foundations all the way up to the superstructure. But with sales, it was a lot different. I didn't have the day-to-day mechanics or milestones that I needed to achieve. It was more just, hey, go figure out the market. So that led to a lot of frustration. And through that frustration, allowed me to go out to the open market, get books, look for mentors to see who could actually help me out. And what I found out is that there aren't any mentors in this AEC industry, right? Most people here, especially when it comes to business development, just scream, go build relationships. And they're typically the people with gray hairs who've been in this for 30 years and I'm thinking like, yeah, right, I don't have 30 years to build a quota, right? They gave me 1 year to get things done. I don't have 30 years to go out there and hang out and play golf and all that and hope work comes my way. Right. So I was looking for someone to replicate and I just couldn't. So again, I went out, looked around. I found actually a lot of people within adjacent industries. So like real estate. There's one guy that I really like, Tom Ferry, and he just had a good attitude about sales. I went to look for tech sellers because they actually do a lot of complex sales. Brian Tracy, huge mentor in terms of all the books that I read and just giving me the right attitude for sales and kind of really saying that your income is really limited by your growth. And that had me thinking about ways to grow and figure out what I'm learning in this outside of this industry and how do I take it back and kind of strategize and form it into what will work for me here. And here's the pattern I see. The BDs who solely focus on creating opportunities and closing opportunities are the ones with life-changing results. No, they're the ones who drown out all the noise and stop making excuses. They're the ones who focus on solving their prospects' problems and actually creating value for them. This is what actually allowed me to level up past the $200,000 a year. And it's been huge and life-changing for me. It's allowed me to invest in multiple properties. I have an Airbnb. I've been saving for retirement. I have a lot of index funds. I'm boring. That's all I do. Have a couple things here and there, but really, what it's allowed me to do is take that money, invest it outside, so that I can. I'm a big believer in the FIRE movement, financial independence, retire early, right, and allow me to set myself up for success now and in the future, and at the same time build a high value skill that I can use for any other industry, right? Business is all about creating opportunities and closing opportunities. And if you can understand that fundamental, it can apply and transfer to any industry that you want. But with this industry being a multi-trillion dollar industry, why wouldn't you learn it really well within this industry and apply it and get a larger portion of that money, right? So, and it's fairly simple of what you need to do. So right now, what I'll do is I'll map out the steps and give you kind of an actionable framework that'll allow you to understand what I mean and how you're going to be able to get to that level of income just simply by following this framework. So what you want to do is value engineer a message for your target market, right? And you can do this through a bunch of different ways. So I'll give you a few here. You can do this through a new point of view. You can teach them, right? You can do this through a pain you remove. You can do this through a problem you solve. Uh, you can also do this through an opportunity you can help them capture, right? And or you can also do this by sharing the results you achieve for other clients, right? So just through that and being able to communicate that value, it'll help you there. So first is that value engineering. Then you want to share that with them, right? Doesn't matter if you create this beautiful value statement and you understand how you're actually going to make money for your clients if you don't actually share it with them. Once you've shared it with them, you want to walk them through the process of making that decision, of getting to a yes, no, or not now. And those are the only three options or the three results in walking them through the decision-making process we want to hear. Yes, no, or not now. We never want to hear maybe. That's the worst thing we can hear. So I'll recap those three steps. It's you want to value engineer a message, you want to share that with them, and then you want to guide them and walk them through the decision-making process so you get to yes, no, or not now. So most people in this industry, they think that it's purely about relationships, um, but they couldn't be more wrong, right? I have a lot of friends I'd never do business with, right? Think about it. Think about your own friends that you have, and would you ever do any business with them? And I know for sure, for me, there's some friends, man, I would not even trust with my money, right? So, but they are great people, so they have other value that I don't care for, and in terms, I have other value that I care for, and not value in terms of them making me money, right? I actually enjoy their friendship. So this is absolutely key, right? You need to understand that because everyone in this industry is going to just tell you go out and build relationships, have a whole bunch of coffee chats, go hang out at networking events, and basically do nothing, right? Just basically wait around till someone thinks of you and maybe asks you a question. But the key is to create value and clearly communicate it to your prospect, right? Because the biggest thing here, it's not who you know, it's who knows you. And I'll take that one step further. It's not who you know, it's who knows you and the value you provide. Super important because business is all about a value exchange. And people will work with you based on how well you understand the impact of their problems and how clearly you can articulate it back to them. So it's basically the show me, you know me. So the goal is for them to feel understood more than they understand your products and services.